going to see Indian dance performance. Now I'm a sannyasi, he said, and for 40 years I have not seen Indian dance. I've got no interest in seeing a woman dance. And I've got no interest in this social function. But I'm going for 2 reasons. Number 1, I want to see how the American people are appreciating or how they are reacting to our Indian culture. And number 2, I want to see the social interaction. How do they invite people? How do they receive people? What is the hospitality? What are the interaction? What's going on? So for those 2 reasons, Prabhupada went to study. Because he was coming from a different culture. He was coming from a completely different tradition. You might think this is all the same, but you know, when Sally was telling a couple of devotees some time ago what happened in her house. You may not have heard that, so I'm telling you. I heard it from Radhanath Maharaj that one time there was water coming out of the bathroom. Did you hear that story before? Yeah. So she was there, and you know, in the living room you have carpets usually. So there's water coming profusely from the bathroom. So she, you know, was a regular American housewife, an American girl, and here was this Swami, you know, 70 years old. So she was a little shy, a little timid. So, but she asked him, Swamiji, what do you do in the bathroom? And he said, well, I'm taking a bath. But there's so much water coming. So after some time, she said, Swamiji, can you show me how you're taking your bath? So she went. And so Prabhupada, he filled up the bathtub with water, and then he stood outside the bathtub with his lota, and he took the water from the bathtub and poured it over himself. So the whole floor was wet, and all the water was flowing outside into the living room, to the carpet. She said, Swamiji, this is not how we take bath in America. You stand in the bathtub, and you take your shower. And Prabhupada said, okay, all right. Then another time, she was again in the house, and there was again water coming from the bathroom, from the shower. And she heard this sound. And the very loud noise. And she thought, what is going on? So she asked Swamiji, what are you doing in the bathtub? And Prabhupada said, I'm washing my clothes. So she said, can you show me how you wash your clothes? So Prabhupada, he soaked his clothes in the bathtub, and then he threw them on the ground, and he was beating the cloth on the ground, you know? Have you ever seen how people wash clothes in India? You beat it on the floor, and then he was washing it and beating it. And all the water was again flowing out. She said, Swamiji, that's not how we wash clothes in America. She showed him the washing machine. And another time, Prabhupada was doing something, and in the next room, he went, woo! And he thought, what's going on? So he went there to see. And Sally was vacuum cleaning the carpet. And Prabhupada wanted to know, what is this thing? So she explained to him, this is a vacuum cleaner. So things which we take for granted in other cultures are completely strange. Like here, people think that to walk around naked is perfectly all right. In fact, the less clothes you have on, the more cool you are, right? That's the understanding. But in other cultures, in other traditions, it's the opposite. If you see more than just the sole of the, of the shoes and the eyes, then it's offensive. It's considered uncultured, obnoxious. You can be punished and put in jail, beaten with canes. So, what is so-called acceptable is completely unacceptable in a different place, and vice versa. Now, we might say, how do we figure out how to live life? What is our culture? What is our tradition? Well, we have to study Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita to find out what is proper culture, what is our tradition. Like here in the West, it's perfectly all right to go up to people and say, hey, how are you doing? And you kind of tap them on the shoulder. You do that here in Britain? Like that? Is that okay or not so much?
More in America than here.
More in America than here, yeah. So I did that to my accountant in Mayapur a couple of months ago. And he had this incredulous look on his face, like, why are you hitting me? I got a little excited, and I just, wanted to show him some sympathy. And he was like, why are you hitting me? And then I went like this, and immediately he started smiling. And he could relate to it. Huh? So we have to know. Well, like I was in South America a few weeks ago. And you have men walking around, also in Bengal, holding hands, and going like this, especially in India and in Asia in some countries. But, right? They're doing it. It's perfectly normal. But if you do the same thing here, or you do it in South America, you do that in Argentina? Huh? It doesn't work, right? No, it doesn't work. Now, if I want to get something done in Mayapur, I have to give my hand, and they will hold my hand, and they will feel it and caress it, and then I get something done. If you don't do that, they don't trust you. They're not going to talk to you, because you're a stranger. But if you do that in South America, they'll punch you in the face, because it means something different. So if we want to know what proper culture is, we have to read Chaitanya Charitamrita. Just like in certain countries of this world, it's perfectly all right to walk up to people and to insult them. And people kind of like it. They think it's cute. The more offensive you are, the more cute you are. Right? But here we see that Gopinathacharya, when he saw Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya getting the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was very happy and very pleased. He was excited to see the Sarvabhauma getting the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Now, usually our tendency is, if somebody is flourishing, we become envious. And we think, why does he deserve that? That's improper. Why him? Why not me? What has he done to get that mercy? So, we have to absorb ourselves in the tradition, in this culture, to understand what is the proper ways of human dealings, what is the proper ways of interaction. Now, when you go out and you connect with people and you want to share the message of Krishna consciousness to them, we have to see, where is this person coming from? Where is this person at? What's important to this person? Because we do not have a monopoly. Many times we think, oh, we're the good guys, right? We are on a mission from God. And we own the truth. But that is very presumptuous. That is very self-righteous. Now, if we do not like born-again people of whatever religion they might be, then we should not be self-righteous born-again Hare Krishnas. Because it is simply not acceptable. We do not have a monopoly on having Indian temples. How many Indian temples are there in Britain? Anybody knows the number? Countless, right? It's countless. If in the 60s and 70s you came to the West with yoga or with something from India or with vegetarianism or with Bhagavad Gita, you were unique. It was extraordinary. But nowadays, we do not have a monopoly on any of these things. So what is our contribution to the world? What is our message? What is our gift to the people of Britain in 2010? We're not going to beat the Swaminarayans at doing what they're doing. We're not going to outrun the yoga movement. We're not going to do better than all the esoteric movements. So what is our contribution? The contribution of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Vairagya Vijaya Nicha Bhakti Yoga, Shiksharta Mekha Purusha Purana, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sharirādhari Kripam Buddhiryastva Maham Prapadya.